If there's anybody out there, please let me know. It's Roxanne. Hi. Let me know if this thing is working. Let me. I've had some difficulties today with Zoom, and I'm trying it a different way, in a way I don't quite understand. Looks like the sound is there. If there's anyone listening or tuned in, let me know. Okay. I'm going to call Vic. Oh, yeah. Hi. Oh, okay. It's live. It's good. Oh, good. Good Lord. All right. Let me text Vicky. Hey, hon. Apparently it's working now. I'm live. Hi, Sue. Yeah, I try to do I do it through Zoom, and Zoom wasn't working. And I couldn't do a live stream. I couldn't do a custom stream. I couldn't do yesterday's stream. I got a ticket in with Zoom to try to figure it out. And it could be on YouTube. And anyways, it's something to do with one of the settings or something changed. And Zoom doesn't have a live representative of people unless you pay some insane amount of money for a program, for these business tier, and that's when you get live technical. Otherwise, it's through. Hi, Vicky. It's through submitting a ticket and through email. Let me tell you something, humanity. I'm really fucking good at what I do. I know what's going on. I'm a vibrational tactician wizard. You don't know how much is possible until you unwind this train wreck up here. We need to become a collective. We got to stop with our bullshit. And I'm not one to preach, but we got to get better at being a collective and being unified instead of being so damn separated. It's frustrating when I can't get a person on the phone. I can get a salesperson on the phone, but I can't get support. Unless, of course, I pay him enough money. That's greed. The 7 deadly sins were not sins. There were ways to look at yourself and understand your relationship with separation. And if you enact those things, it's unjudgeable. It's unconditional. It's not right or wrong. It's choice, and that is. But I guarantee you'll keep yourself human. And Ascension isn't keeping yourself human. Ascension is evolving and returning back to the God. It's enlightening yourself. Anyways. So I did some cleaning today. And I packed some stuff up. Don't know if I'm going to move yet. Well, I think I'm moving, but I just decided to start packing because it feels close. You can kind of sense the changes and things. But what I want to talk about today is Sly talked about externalism. And guys, I swear I put out a video on externalism and it's gone. So it might be on another freaking timeline, I guess. So anyways, and meddling, I wanted to put out some ideas of a couple different things. And I appreciate you all joining in. Hello, Debbie and Jennifer. And I can't pronounce your name, darling. KVNGK and Jennifer. Externalism is something that you have to be aware of if you want to understand yourself as a dependency to the external world. I was scared shitless of authority, police, government, IRS, the DMV, anyone who had authority that could do something to you. Police can do something to you. They can do something to you. They can kill you. That's how most police are acting right now. They just are all guarded up and shielded up. And what they do is they enforce their power. There's maybe in Vegas, I've seen the police in Vegas know how to handle, because they communicate and they talk sensibly. They actually have rapport, because you get a lot of people, a lot of partiers in Vegas. So they're dealing, and they're not violent. They're just stupid, and they're stupid drunk. But the ones that don't interact and are all, look at all this fucking equipment I have. I need to use it. So somebody looks at them wrong and they draw a gun on it, and then they kill people. We had a couple San Antonio cops kill this lady who was mentally unstable and a not in threat, and they shot her. They just killed her. So that's externalism to me. I have a relationship, a dependency with a interpretation. Like you have in a dependency, when people have dependencies with an external idea, let's call it a drug, let's call it alcohol. If you want to put that in the same drug category, let's call it an identity, a relationship that you rely on. There's a lot of people that I've met in the military that have PTSD. And there's a lot of them that have PTSD that don't have PTSD, but they want something to identify with. There's some fucked up things we do to each other in this world, and it's wonderful. It's part of the experience. We get to see what's possible and how we can manage to hate and manage to love. So it's really good. But if you want to ascend that, you can't take this external identity and carry it as a badge of honor as people do. And you notice when they do it because they're very offended, like police officers are offended because you're not listening to their authoritative. You're Joe fucking Blow that lives over there. You just happen to have a job with a gun and a badge, and all of a sudden I got to become your inferior. That's not the way. We have to represent something different, and we can't change until we change the external relationship. It's not that we are defiant of the police or the IRS or the companies or the authority, your employer that dangles a fucking gold watch after 20 years, or they dangle the threat of being out on your ass. And of course, that's changing with the generations that just don't give a fuck, which is great, because that makes employers rethink their strategy on how they treat fucking humans, their own kind. So anyways, it's learning, but the externalism is a relationship to a dependency that you identify with. And my anxieties about, my absolute treacherous fears about going to get a fucking passport and getting the paperwork wrong, or going to the DMV today, which I called 3 fucking times to get the paperwork right, and motherfucker, wasn't it wrong? Of course, because I transmitted this fucking fear and anxiety, so I missed the box to check. We got it handled, went to a different department and got the title to my new car. New to me, not brand new. But I want you to look at your own externalisms, because they're rot. They keep you dependent. They keep you tied. It is so critical for you to understand every ounce of vibrational will that you put into your vortex sustains or changes your reality. It's still changing in the idea of it's going to be a different experience vibrationally of interpretation, but it sustains the same frequency. You might get different colors, but you're always going to be the same feeling, the same relationship to reality. And we grow very dependent on externalisms. Family is a major externalism. Huge, gigantic, ginormous. This externalism for family. We have obligations. We were talking, I went to a meetup group yesterday because I wanted to practice speaking in front of a group of people, a group of strangers, and it got exactly what I wanted. It was really good because I got to speak, and you all know how I love to fucking speak. So there was a family that were other of their family members caused them, as they put it, to be disparaged about particular conversations when they're having a family get together. And they were afraid, fucking afraid, from an external idea because they have value in that family, which is a dependency. That's what you need to see because it changes your behavior. What you're feeding your behavior feeds your vortex. Thanks, Amanda. Feeds your vortex. What you're putting in, Abraham, what you're putting into your vortex is telling creation, your best friend, hey, here. It doesn't stop going here until you tell it different. So I suggested to them, speak up, speak your heart, do not be afraid. They are mere flesh and blood. Their spirit that enacts them, of course, is godly. But you're working with a fractal. You're working with a separated being. And if you bow down to that separating being because of fear, because of causality, because of whatever mind, whatever thought your mind is selling you on the possibility of the outcome, if you spoke your joy, if you spoke your truth, is going to be consequential. So you cower to the external idea that it is better. Hola, Lucia. You can't have these dependencies. You have to learn to shed them because they'll keep you in a cycle and you won't go beyond. Thanks, Amanda. You won't go beyond yourself. Everyone wants their lives to change, and you think a job is going to change it, or you think more money is going to change it, or a better education. That'll change it in the frequency of humanity, but you will still relate as your same self. Those externalisms will change your pictures. Maybe you'll get a bit different house, or a bigger house, or these things that you exchange for these efforts that you put down here in fractal land, and you live topside proud. But you're not any different in here. You don't have any more love. You don't have any more joy. You're the same effort. You're the same relationship of fear, hope, need, desire, want. Gods don't desire. We don't want. We don't lack. We create. So you have to see that. And remember, this is subjective. It's very personal. I'm just a reflection, just bouncing off of you, how you can look at yourself. Don't take the mirror as criticism. The mirror is not criticism, it's truth. You have to go beyond your emotions to interpret the vibration that lies behind the mirror's idea of reflection. It's not telling you what to do or telling you how to be or sending you a message of criticism. It's showing you the truth of yourself. You have to change those behaviors. You have to look at those creative beliefs. And externalism is powerful. It is strong, bitch. It is. I have ideas about myself. I have this little idea in my head. It's called a fractal. And it was this creative personality that has all these ideas on what I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to act and what I'm supposed to do. And where am I? Where's the I am in this picture? So I had to learn that those truths that my mind tells me are external. They belong to the fractal. They belong to the separated self. I am no longer a fractal. I am a God evolving myself. You return to ownership. We have to start being a collective, not a collective of niceties. and postures and structures of how to behave. That's just bullshit. A collective provides unconditional love. It allows that person to bump off of each other, scream and holler and cry and suffer so they may see their truths. Because without their truths, you can't change a collective through the idea of law, through the idea of materialism and technologies. That will never change a collective. It just changes your emotion. That's all it does. It never evolves it. A light bearer evolves. A light bearer evolves itself to shine the light of change upon those who are attracted and ready for that change. My boyfriend broke up with me and I'm in pain. Any tips? I'm trying to accept it and surrender to the universe. Don't surrender to the universe. Surrender to the belief system that's causing pain, that you are depending on him. It may not be the idea of a dependency in what you would call obsession or infatuation. It is genuine love, and genuine love hurts. So I don't want you to do something. This is for George C. I want you to listen to me, George. I want you to suffer that emotion. That's what a master does. If you want to look at it, and if you want to look at it with a logical mind, you can go ahead. But I would highly wouldn't suggest that. I want you to look at this with your intuition, your intelligent heart. I'm a fractal, and as my whole self, I find a planet, an incarnation that doesn't know it's God. And in that, I get to feel emotions that are conditioning. And I create these emotions, these ways to interpret reality and experience reality. And I get to do that. I get to do that. So now you got a boyfriend that broke up with you and you feel that loss, gets torn out. Why would you run from that when you came here to experience the greatness of having your heart torn out? The greatness. You can run, you can apologize, you can beg, you can ego it and say, oh, fuck it, I'm better. You can do whatever you want, but I guarantee you never thought of just allowing it. You said you're trying to accept it. You don't have to try it. You just absolutely surrender, not to the universe, to your truth, that this pain is mine. Accept that. That's what you accept, and live, frolic, bathe, swim, muse in the pain. And I want you to get to know that bitch. I want you to get to know pain so good. And I want you to stir it and feel it in every fiber of your being. Every fiber become alive in the pain of that loss. Was it a dependency? That's your interpretation. I can never tell you that. Was it love? That's your interpretation. I can never tell you that. You choose the truth behind it. It doesn't matter. And don't surrender to the universe, because the universe is you. You create all things, everything. Surrender to your own truth that gives you the pain. If you surrender to it and you allow it, then you experience it. And what happens when a creator experiences it? Well, it becomes knowledge, intelligence. And then when it transcends itself through that knowledge, do you know what it does? It understands it, Master. And when you understand that kind of pain, you will never suffer the pain again. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, Amanda. The kissy sticker. Mwah. Yes, George, you're welcome. That's how great you are. That's how great we all are. We let our minds belittle us and beat us with the structures that are validated in the mirror if we continue to behave as such. My BFF, she's on here. Her name is Vicky. We talk every day. We talk about dreams and life and ascension and girl talk. That's what we do. Oh, darling, don't ever apologize for. I love you and I love the work that you do. I love that my reality has you, and even though the computer screen, I've learned so much. Well, that's great. Don't apologize, darling. It's okay. I appreciate so much. $1, $2, $10, it doesn't matter. I appreciate it. So I'm hanging with Vicky, and we were talking about something, and something came across my reality. As we were talking about something, I was curious about a couple different things, and I was asking questions. And a little bit later, I just realized, now this is vibrationally, so stick with me, guys, okay? So this is the meddling part. This is the meddling part. I'm over here, and there's an object over here. And it's a conversation. It's about something that's not in my reality. But I'm putting vibrations into that. And as soon as I'm curious about this object that has nothing to do with me or anything in my life, but I'm just fucking curious. So I build this bridge of curiosity into this object. And then I start interpreting. Now I am targeting this object. So if it's a name or a person, I am immediately connected. Make no mistake about that. I don't care. They're in bumfuck Egypt. You are immediately connected because everything is here and now. There is no distance between anything. Distance is the experience of humanity in a third density that offers dimensions of distance, okay? Space. So it's immediate. So you are literally connected as soon as you have the thought. That's why sometimes you're like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you and you just called. Well, because you were connected immediately. You already knew before the now, and what you would call the now with the phone call before that occurred, you already knew it because you had the thought. The connection was already made. Never discount that. Don't let your fucking ego mind sell you. That's not the truth. It is the truth. And if you take it into your heart and you enact as such, then you create the validation so your little scrawny little ego mind won't argue with you anymore. Okay? Thank you, Amanda. So this target of object, I'm putting energy into something that has nothing to do with my business, myself. I'm building the bridge of curiosity because my ego needs to be fed and I wanted to get an answer or a curiosity satisfied. There's a relationship in there. Now, remember, these steps are not right or wrong. We're just showing you, all my channel does, you guys know this, I make you aware of how you're creating your reality so you're better educated on where you want to put your energy to create a different reality. Because I can't create your reality and you sure as hell can't create mine. We all create our own worlds, okay? So if I'm casting my energy to that, and I'm curious about it, I've built a bridge between those two, and then I'm taking curiosity to feed an emptiness. Okay? To feed an emptiness. Now, it's not that that relationship is right or wrong. It's how you're relating to it. And I was relating it to an emptiness to feed a curiosity. But we can also have the same line of questioning if there is a relationship of slipstream between them where it is absolutely a connection with that has no reason behind it, no human imprinted in it. But since that subject or that slipstream of consciousness was not there, it was a curious, a intentional, a needful idea, the whole relationship changed. If I was feeling myself, I would say, well, this doesn't have anything to do with me. Why am I meddling? Why am I fucking meddling? I can still meddle, of course. I can meddle all I want. but I got to look at what's best for me. Hey, Vic, I got to look what's best for me. So, so I got a reflection that my vibration was moving into an idea about this is an idea that you're meddling in, has nothing to do with you. Maybe you can put your energy somewhere else. Now, that's myself talking to me. It's not a lesson or someone else. Remember, it's your own world, your own interpretation, you know? So that's why I wanted to add the meddling idea in there. So when you're having conversations and you're curious about something that has nothing to do with you and will never have anything to do with you, maybe you ought to pull your energy away from that line of questioning or that line of energy. If you look at the relationship, it's a need. And if you have a need, you're only sustaining the ego by feeding its hunger of need. So maybe look at that a little bit. Maybe look at that a little bit. So I think between externalism and meddling, 26 minutes, I think that's pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the live this Sunday because I tried to do what they call a custom from Zoom person. I tried it both ways on Zoom just to go pop up live and to do a custom streaming, when you see that little thing live this Sunday, Roxanne's going to speak, that kind of thing. And it didn't work. It failed both times. So on this one, all I have to do is, oh, Debbie, she hits me. Thank you. Look at that. Super chat, $50. Woohoo! Thank you, Debbie. Always appreciate your message, sister. Thank you, darling. Celebrate the first super chat from Debbie. Yay! Thanks, hon. Whew. I always get like, abundance always hits my worthiness. I'm telling you, it's like, holy damn. That really feels good. But anyways, I just wanted to say, you guys, that I'm not sure that I'll be able to do Sunday, but when in this live stream, I don't have to do a streaming service. I could just did the way I did it here, just hit webcam and go live. So that worked out, which I was really excited that I got to do that. All right, so I'm going to sign off here. I just want, before I go, always remember that you are God, you are creator, you are the one that creates the all. Keep owning that worthiness. Keep owning that and do your best to enable that in your behaviors. And do not cower, bend, or negotiate your will. Keep expressing your truth despite the fears of your mind and live on the other side of that truth to experience the greatness of you. So you just keep rocking your reality, and then we'll kick this ascension in the ass together, okay? Thank you, Pander. You're welcome, darling. Hey, Peter, how are you? All right, guys. You're welcome so much, everybody. Thanks all for tuning in. Lots of people in here. Again, for the super chats, thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And, of course, Amanda, thank you so much. And you guys go rock your world. I love you. And we'll see you one way or the other this Sunday. I'll pop on, whether it's with a notification or I'm not. I'll be here this Sunday. All right, guys. Love you all. You guys take care and rock your reality, okay? Bye.